Right now on Daybreak, the Buffalo Catholic Church is trying to mend its relationship with parishioners as it moves forward in the wake of Bishop Malone's resignation. And remembering Pearl Harbor 78 years after the attacks, how Western New Yorkers are remembering those we lost too soon. Plus, all eyes are on the Buffalo Bills today as they get ready to take on the top team in the NFL. We'll have your preview for the big Ravens game at New Airfield.
From the station on your side, Channel 2 News Daybreak starts now.
Good morning. It's 7:30 on Daybreak. I'm Lauren Hall. Heather Lee has the morning off, and here's a look at Miami because it was too dark in Hawaii, which we wanted to show you where Lancaster was marching last night, and the marching band will have that in a minute. But Hawaii looks pretty good right now too, or Miami does too.
Nice to see you. How are you?
Thanks, Kevin.
Are there any more muffins out there? Did you see any?
You know, I didn't get a chance to bake any muffins last night, but maybe next time I fill in.
Heather usually brings muffins for everybody.
Noted.
No muffins for the crew.
He actually has on his sheet, it says muffins.
Muffins, yes
Check
or no?
yes or no. All right.
-1. But you're killing it otherwise. And we're rocking the red as the Bills will be for a color rush. A dry, breezy afternoon in the 40s today. Snow? Nope. Not in the equation, and not really arriving till maybe Tuesday night, more likely on Wednesday. A rain, though, for tomorrow morning, a midweek lake effect snow, but not a biggie, certainly by our standards. Yeah, it's Buffalo. It snows in December. Nothing historic or too problematic coming on Wednesday, but stay tuned because there will be lake effect snow, all right? Current temperatures 31 in Buffalo, in the 20s in the southern tier. Live precision Doppler 2, not too much to look at. Clouds will increase today after look at it, beautiful. After a mix of sun and clouds to start the day. The graphics themselves are telling the story. More of a cloudy afternoon with temperatures reaching the mid-40s and then staying in the mid-40s through the overnight. We'll talk about that midweek snow plus a more precise hour-by-hour Bills forecast coming up.
All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Well, it has been a long few months for Western New York Catholics. Now that Richard Bishop Malone has resigned as bishop, the public is getting to hear from the new leader of the diocese for the time being. Yesterday, members of the public gathered at an event focused on moving forward, and 2 on Your Side's Jackie Roberts brings us the latest.
It's a new day in the Catholic Diocese of Buffalo.
We can do this together.
Newly appointed Apostolic Administrator Bishop Edward Scharfenberger attended his first public event. Scharfenberger gave opening remarks at a symposium held by the Movement to Restore Trust, an organization created to restore confidence in the church in the wake of the clergy sex abuse scandal.
People did unholy bad things, evil things, and the only way to eradicate evil is by return to holiness. And to return to God.
This event comes just days after Bishop Richard Malone stepped down, and Catholics have high hopes for the new man in charge.
The biggest thing that we need is that trust, and how do we go about getting that trust back? And I think by him making big changes in the diocese, getting rid of the old guard, people who've been there decades, who knew about the abuse and didn't do anything about it.
Whalen, a clergy sex abuse survivor and an advocate for other victims, is also calling for a release of secret files.
I want to be transparent. I want everybody to know what they have a right to know, but I want to do it in a way that is clearly understood.
Another main topic of discussion was bankruptcy.
Bankruptcy represents the fairest option because everyone will be treated equitably and all at the same time. And it won't be who has the better lawyer or who can get the first trial date. It will all be done together.
Scharfenberger says he has some difficult decisions ahead, but with support, he believes the Diocese of Buffalo will be able to heal.
People are not giving up. People have hope. And there's reasons for hope, too, because God is with us. And we're going to get through this.
That was Jackie Roberts reporting. Now, if the diocese was to file for bankruptcy, the experts who spoke yesterday say in a Chapter 11 case, it's not about liquidation, but reorganization. The added lawsuits against the diocese would then be lumped together in federal court. It has been 78 years since the attack on Pearl Harbor, and yesterday in Lockport, more than 2,000 people came together to honor those killed when the Japanese planes bombed Pearl Harbor 78 years ago and launched the U.S. into World War II. The ceremony took place at Lockport's Big Bridge overlooking the Erie Canal.
That's why we are here today, to remember those lost souls on that tragic December day and also pay tribute to those 16 million Americans who fought and served their country.
The ceremony ended with a reception for the veterans in attendance and their families. And in Hawaii, a local high school marching band played a role in remembering the attacks on Pearl Harbor as well. We have been sharing this story with you all week, and here they are, the Lancaster Legends, representing New York State in the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade. This was the live feed from the parade, showing them doing their marching. We're so proud of them. They're expected to return tomorrow. And back here in Buffalo, a fundraiser was held for a city police officer who had a stroke on the job. Officer Tony DeSarno now needs around-the-clock care since he became ill in June. The police union say the city denied his claim that he was struck, that his stroke was an on-duty injury. Now the community is stepping up to help.
Fantastic guy, great cop. You just hate to see this have to occur, but again, the city abandoned him, and we're basically stepping up.
Well, all the money raised will help with medical costs for Officer DeSarno, who is in a long-term care facility. The police union took the case to arbitration and are waiting a decision. To sports now, another high school football season is in the books, and this morning we are celebrating those athletes with the Connolly Cup. It's the award given to the MVP of the season. Our own Stu Boyer emceed the ceremony. Usually a senior wins it, but this year St. Francis Junior quarterback Jake Ritz took home the trophy. He led the Red Raiders to an 8-2 season, throwing just over 2,400 yards and 28 touchdowns.
Awesome. It makes me feel good about that I won the award as a junior, but as I said, I feel like anyone could have won this award, and it makes me look more unique and more that I was a junior that won, so I just feel great about that.
Hey, you should feel great. Those were a couple highlights of Ritz's last year when he was a finalist as a sophomore. Now he has the opportunity to become the first player ever to win back-to-back years. Congratulations to you, Jake. To pro football now, it's a big day in Orchard Park as the Bills take on the Ravens. They are 10-2 on this season and currently lead the AFC. The Bills, on the other hand, are 9-3 and are still, our favorite phrase here in Buffalo, in the hunt for the playoffs. Heather Prusak has the keys to the game for the Bills to get another big win.
Well, Sean McDermott's message to play fearless has certainly sunk in for the Bills, especially with Josh Allen, as he's playing his best football when it matters most. They made a statement on Thanksgiving with a big win over the Cowboys, but they have a chance to make the biggest statement around the league with a win over the hottest team in the NFL as the Ravens come to Orchard Park, having won 8 straight. And more important than making statements is putting themselves in an even better position as far as the playoff picture goes, and even staying in the race for the division. We're talking about the division as a possibility in early December. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves. This is the toughest test yet, so in order to beat what looks like a Super Bowl contender, the Bills are going to need a fast start. That's my first key. It sounds simple, but the Bills can't afford to try and play catch-up, especially late in the game. The Ravens haven't trailed in the second half in the last 7 games. Key 2, while Allen has played some of his best games, this will arguably be the toughest defense he's faced this season. The Ravens secondary is extremely good. They can force turnovers, so the Bills have to get the running game going. Baltimore may rank 6th in run defense, but that's because they're up in most of these games. Yards per carry wise, they give up 4.5. That's 22nd in the league. Devin Singletary averages 5.6 yards per attempt for 2nd in the league. Also, the Bills are going to want to control time of possession and keep Lamar Jackson off the field as much as possible. And key 3, defensively, the Bills should make Jackson beat him with his arm. We know how mobile he is. He has that ability to make those explosive plays with his feet. So the Bills are going to look to make the Ravens one-dimensional and limit their production on the ground. So Bills-Ravens coming up this afternoon from New Era Field, kickoffs at 1. Heather Prusak, Channel 2 Sports.
Thanks, Heather. After the break, President Trump announces he won't be participating in tomorrow's impeachment hearing. We'll have the details. And you all responded to the call for hunger relief in Western New York. Find out how many of our neighbors will be impacted now that you've donated to our Food to Families drive. And as we go to break, we'll leave you with another look outside of Niagara Falls there, looking like a beautiful morning.
You could be my baby, let me make you my lady. Girl, you amaze me, ain't gotta do nothing crazy. See, all I want you to do is be
Our annual Food to Families Drive Friday was a big success, and it's all thanks to you, Western New York. Large and small donations alike made a big difference in helping to feed those trying to make ends meet. Feed More Western New York is a distribution center that partners with many local agencies, many of which are food pantries.
We provided, up until yesterday, 10.3 million meals. So as the totals come in today, we'll get a better idea, but I think we'll easily exceed 11 million meals provided just for this event.
We had 6 full, very full truckloads of food come back to the food bank warehouse last night, and we've raised nearly $120,000 in one day, which is incredible.
That is incredible. And again, a big thank you to Western New York for helping us give to Feed More Western New York so everyone can have a meal. Feed More Western New York, of course, is now the Food Bank of Western New York combined with Meals on Wheels. So they are fighting hunger from all fronts, Kevin.
Very, very cool. Thanks for being a part of it. Good to see you and Pete on location.
Yeah, something else I wanted to mention about being
Sure.
out there Friday was the Depew Concert Choir came to sing carols for us, and they were amazing.
Oh, and were you in the high school chorus?
Yes, and it did bring me back a little bit.
Oh, look at that!
And
Williamsville North, by the way, former Spartan.
That's right, and their instructor, Heather Lovelace was her name, and the director, she took, you know what a pitch pipe is when you're singing in a choir like that? Yeah, and it's an app now.
What, really?
Yes, she had it on her phone, and I was fascinated and tried to sing along with the sopranos there.
You can just hit it with everybody hit this note?
Yep.
Wow, pretty neat.
Pretty high tech.
And Syracuse, Orange, right?
Syracuse Orange.
Yes, Syracuse. That was my safety school.
Yeah.
I went to Ithaca.
For
No,
so
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
They didn't accept me. Hey, but I'm not bitter. Here's your 5-day forecast, and hey, like the orange up top. You know, if you notice the Channel 2 different day parts, we use different color schemes. The morning we use the orange up top. In honor of Melissa, who also went to Syracuse. No, for fun. And we also we changed it to purple for the evening newscast, and then the late night newscast. I'm sleeping. Sort of two different, like a darker blue, 2 different shades of blue. So if you're playing at home, you notice we change our color scheme throughout the day. Here's what we'll be changing our temperatures throughout the day, warming to the 40s, staying in the 40s first week of December.
Yeah, not so bad at all. Thanks, Kev. It's 7:48 on Daybreak. We are taking a look at what's ahead this week. The White House says it won't be participating in the next public impeachment hearing, which is set to take place tomorrow. The president and his legal team's decision to sit out the next round of questioning comes as Democrats on the House Judiciary Committee have been spending the weekend drafting articles of impeachment. Coming up at 9, Meet the Press will have continuing coverage right here on Channel 2. On Tuesday, the man accused of killing his ex-girlfriend is expected to be in court. Shane Casado is facing second-degree murder charges in the death of 22-year-old Rachel Wisbarki. Casado was initially released on bail, but had that revoked when a 2 on Your Side investigation found he had lost his job, which was one of the bail conditions. On Wednesday, the Lockport School Board Policy Committee is reviewing policy recommendations for the use of facial recognition cameras. The state education department says the students will not be in the system database. If Lockport High School makes those changes, they can use their facial and object recognition system. That meeting is set for 4:45 on Wednesday. Also on Wednesday, the teenager accused of killing his parents in Allegheny County is expected to be back in court. William Larson Jr. is facing charges after his parents were found inside their Clarksville home after a fire. Larson said his dad shot his mom and then he shot his dad. 2 weeks later, he says he dragged their bodies into the home and set it on fire. It led to a 16-hour manhunt. And on Thursday, the man at the center of a 20-hour standoff in Batavia will be back in court. Police say 45-year-old Daniel Wolf allegedly hit a woman, then barricaded himself inside a home on Liberty Street last month. They say he shot at officers with a BB gun during the standoff. Wolf is charged with criminal contempt, criminal possession of a weapon, menacing, and harassment. Turning to Friday, Roswell Park will be shining bright for the annual Tree of Hope lighting. There will be live music, horse-drawn carriage rides, and even a visit from Santa Claus himself. Wouldn't be the same without him. This year, Ella will flip the switch to turn on the lights, and we will be broadcasting the Tree of Hope ceremony live on Channel 2 News starting at 5 o'clock. If you're like most people, you are buying a lot of your gifts online this year, and with just 17 days left until Christmas, it's an all-out rush to get those packages shipped across the country. The newest jobs report released on Friday shows that the economy is still going strong, but it's creating a problem for some companies trying to find enough delivery workers. NBC's Jolene Kent has the story.
'Tis the season for giving. Emergency call to Santa and his reindeer. Jolene Kent, NBC News, Los Angeles.
It's 7:55 now. Time for a look at your morning headlines. We are learning about a pedestrian hit on the city's Black Rock neighborhood. It happened around 11 last night on Skillen Street at Military Road. The report came in as a pedestrian hit. We've reached out to Buffalo Police for more information, and we'll bring you updates as soon as we learn more. Newly appointed Apostolic Administrator Bishop Edward Scharfenberger attended his first public event yesterday. He gave opening remarks at a symposium held by the Movement to Restore Trust, an organization created to restore confidence in the church after the sex abuse scandal. Bishop Richard Malone stepped down Wednesday. Catholics say they have high hopes for the new man in charge. And in Hawaii, a local high school marching band played a role in remembering the attacks on Pearl Harbor. We have been sharing this story with you all week, and here they are, the Lancaster Legends representing New York State in the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade. This is a recording of the live feed of them marching in the parade, which took place overnight here around 6 p.m. there last night. They return to town tomorrow. Congrats to them. We're so proud. And it feels like every game has been a big deal for the Bills this season, but today's game against the Ravens feels like an even bigger deal. Baltimore's record is 10-2, making them the top team in the AFC, but the Bills are 9-3, and as Hall of Famer Thurman Thomas told us, he is feeling good about this one. Kevin, how are you feeling about this one?
I'm feeling pretty good too.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah, and a double shot too. We get to root for the Chiefs against the Patriots too. I think at 4 o'clock too.
Yeah, we have our Color Rush red on. They're going to have their Color Rush. I think the guys like playing when they have a little different uniform combo than usual. I think that makes them feel good when they're.
I think it looks kind of cool. Nice to have the national TV exposure again, and then they've been flexed to Channel 2 next weekend for the Sunday night game. Absolutely terrific.
Yeah, tough for us daybreakers though to watch the game.
It's true.
It's like 1 p.m. is nice for us.
I know, primetime games. I know. I usually fall asleep at halftime. Not next week, but of course, looking forward to this one. I might maybe sneak a nap in before the game. So increasing clouds, increasing temperatures today, but dry. Rain arrives on Monday, so Monday will be a rainy day. Not a chance of showers. You will get rain on Monday. Tuesday, rain turns over to snow, but it'll be scattered rain showers turning over to scattered snow showers. And again on Wednesday, we got that circled. There will be lake effect snow. Nothing, historic. Not one area getting, 2 feet of snow. Nothing like that. More of a widespread few inches is what we expect. Maybe 2 to 6 inches for the city of Buffalo. I know that's a rather wide range. And then, so stay tuned. Again, Carl's in tonight when we got Patrick, Maria, and Heather in tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Kev. That's all for Daybreak Sunday morning. Thanks for joining us. Heather Lee will be back next week. And remember, the news always continues at WGRZ.com. The Today Show is next.